There, YouTube family, it's Stocks with Josh. I'm coming at you from sunny Southern California. I'm sitting in my car at Mission Beach, but I'm taking time to make a video for you guys for about one of my favorite cryptos and actually my third largest crypto holding. Before I begin, please hit that like, the subscribe, the notification bell. Remember that anything I say is not financial advice, and there are scammers who will reach out to you faster than I can in the comment section, and they try to get you guys to DM them on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. Be aware it's not me. Okay, guys, so we're going to do a deep dive into all things that are Cardano. By the end, you guys are going to understand what ADA is, what it hopes to become, whether they've been succeeding at that or failing at that in the last year, which is basically to become the #1 level 1 blockchain. We also are going to cover risk ranges for Cardano, how low could it go, as well as a price prediction for where it could go in the next couple years. So let's get into it. Cardano begins with the founder, Charles Hoskin, right? He was also a co-founder of Ethereum together with Vitalik Buterin, as well as a number of other really smart guys. At one time, Charles was the CEO of Ethereum, but all of these guys basically broke up over a dispute as to whether or not they would allow venture capital investment to guide the Ethereum project. Well, Charles went on and he created Cardano, which was launched in 2016 as an ICO, initial coin offering. They raised $600 million, which was a huge success at that time. Cardano was specifically built using a self-fundraising mechanism where developers were able to use some of the fees through transactions to further develop the network. So why exactly was Cardano created? It absolutely was created as an Ethereum killer. There's a lot of talk out there about one coin killing or overtaking another coin. And I want to break that idea down for you guys a little bit, because understanding that helps you understand whether or not it'll be successful or whether there's any chance that that could happen. Even though you hear a lot about the great flippening, the idea that ETH will one day overtake Bitcoin in crypto dominance, I want you guys to understand that Ethereum is not actually in competition with Bitcoin. Bitcoin and ETH do not even do the same thing or have the same purpose. Bitcoin has no utility other than simply being an unhackable store of monetary value. Many coins came after Bitcoin when it first launched, and they were trying to be a better Bitcoin. There was Litecoin, Quarkcoin, Peercoin, and Namecoin, just to name a few. These were all failed Bitcoin killers or Bitcoin alternatives. So why did they fail, but why did ETH succeed and continue to grow? Well, it's important to understand what is unique about Ethereum and then ask ourselves, is ADA unique enough to actually stand a chance at competing with Ethereum, or will it go the way of projects like Peercoin did with Bitcoin, just fail as an alternative? ETH was the first conceptualization or imagination of how a blockchain technology could be used to beyond the scope of being a monetary transaction. Ethereum as a blockchain is a form of governance or government. Its smart contracts are like an empowered constitution. This governance allows users to make deals or covenants or agreed upon laws of sorts, but does not require police, judges, courts, politicians to enforce them. Whatever value or principle that's involved in the deal can basically be revoked and returned if one party fails to meet the agreement. And that's why they call it a smart contract. This was an absolutely world-changing idea when it came out, right? This is essentially what blockchain technology is. It's ultimately fair and unbiased governance. So it is totally different than Bitcoin, and that is why it thrived. I want you guys to note, very similar also to XRP, which has a very unique purpose, and that's why it has thrived, because neither XRP or Ethereum was ever meant to be a Bitcoin killer. But ADA was meant to be an Ethereum killer. And so we have to ask ourselves, Is there room enough for Ethereum and ADA? Cardano was just integrated into Trust Wallet. Now this expands their reach to over 50 million new people. This is going to enable users to buy, sell, swap, or send Cardano. And they're also looking at integrating Cardano NFTs very soon. Cardano has been in the top 10 coins for the last 5 years. They have a 9-figure treasury, which is set aside for grants for development of applications on their platform, which basically enables them to invest in their own ecosystem. So they've got a ton of money that they can give as grants to new applications to build on Cardano and essentially grow their overall ecosystem. They already have thousands of dApps, applications on their ecosystem, right? So I also want to point out that the whales had been selling Cardano. Whales had been selling everything, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whales had been selling our Cardano. But in the last month, whales have stopped selling Cardano. And what's interesting is that sharks have begun to buy. Sharks are defined as anyone holding up to 100,000 ADA. And they have been accumulating very heavily. They've picked up over $80 million in ADA in recent days. In addition, in the last 12 months, over $200 million worth of NFT sales have been done on the Cardano network, which is actually a pretty big deal. So let's talk briefly about ADA's development over the last year. The Alonzo hard fork, which came out in 2021, was actually the moment in time where ADA was enabled to have smart contract capability. Even though the developers had told everybody that when those smart contracts came out, that it was going to dramatically slow down the transaction speed of ADA, it was actually slower than anybody could have imagined. And that really disappointed a lot of developers who were waiting to test it out and see whether or not they wanted to build on ADA. And so in my view, that's actually what triggered sort of the beginning of ADA selling off last year, a little bit ahead of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, Charles Hoskins said that he expected thousands of developers to jump on board right after the Alonzo hard fork, but as we know, that didn't go as hoped. The Alonzo hard fork revealed that Cardano had scalability issues, which leads us to the Vasil hard fork, and its primary purpose was to improve scalability. And in addition to that, we have the coming Hydro hard fork, which is part of an overall pipeline of theirs or a roadmap of theirs, which is specifically focused on Cardano scalability. Cardano has intentionally focused on security overall in the past. In some ways, it's suffered from the same problems that Ethereum has, except for they've not had the super bad gas fees. Right? You know that if you follow my channel, I give you guys the technicals, I give you guys the price ranges for stocks and cryptos. And so my price risk range for Cardano on the super low end is going to be 29 cents to 35 cents. And so what that specifically means is if Bitcoin comes back and retests its lows, Cardano in a super bearish environment would find maximum support at that 29 to 35 cent range. But what it does not mean is that I am waiting to buy it there. I am buying right now, and I have been buying weekly. Every week I make a purchase of Cardano because, as I've told you guys before, I believe we are in the smart money accumulation phase of crypto, and I'm absolutely buying this range. And I believe in another 6 months, we're not going to have the opportunity to buy in this range. But what the price I'm giving you of 0.29 cents to 0.35 cents is where I would consider to drop a bag or begin to double my weekly investments if we came down into that range. Now, that is the maximum support for Cardano. Where could Cardano go in the next bull run, right? What is our price target? Well, I'm looking at a $7 to $10 range in the next bull run. And that's largely built off of market cap as well as market share. And I think that's going to be about 2 years out from now. So if we bought $1,000 at the average price of 49 cents and Cardano were to hit $10, we would turn our $1,000 into $20,408. And that is exactly why I invest in Cardano. And to be honest with you, that's exactly what I'm hoping to get out of my thousands of dollars of investment into Cardano. I see huge opportunity with them. These guys, when I'm not tearing down other cryptos. You know I'm a big fan of Solana, but Solana always it gets hacked and the system comes, gets shut down. And Cardano has never suffered that fate in essence. Another really big dynamic of why I like Cardano is specifically the way that they are cozied up to government. These guys are going to be the crypto project that the government is going to want to partner with. They're compliant. Charles Hoskin went down to the Senate. He appeared before them. And normally when you go to the Senate, you've got one political party or another just attacking the guy so that they can create little snippets of them asking questions to somebody that person ultimately never answers, but then they go play that for their followers, right? But both the Democrats and the Republicans were soft pitching questions to Charles Hoskins, and he was just giving them these really sweet answers. And it right away told me that this is the type of project that's going to work closely and be in a sweetheart relationship with the government. So even if they're not like Solana, that's firing, you might say, all guns blazing super fast, they're the type of project that has the amount of the team that would work well with bureaucracy. And they also have a very close relationship with academia. So these are going to be the types of guys that get trusted to do integration projects with the government. That's been one of my overviews of Cardano and why I view them as a project that's going to survive and thrive, especially after we get government regulation. I myself love the idea of decentralized. I love the idea of Monero and projects which are not controlled by the government, but we have to accept the fact that that is part of the future ahead. So those are some reasons why I love Cardano. I hope that helped you guys. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Do you like Cardano? Have you been investing in it? Do you think it's a sell? Would you put it in your top 10? Let me know and say hi, and I look forward to doing another video for you guys soon. We're going to continue this theme. I'm going to do a video covering each of my top 10 cryptos here over the next couple weeks. I'm also going to make some other videos for you on the market that are more timely, but that's what I got for you guys today. Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.